We're here to talk about design systems and really why design systems fail. What is going on, guys? It is your boy Brandon Groce. I'm a designer and digital strategist for Fortune 500s, and we're here to talk about design systems and really why design systems fail. So with that said, guys, the reason that we want to talk about this today is because this is a super hot topic. A lot of design companies or whether you're internal at a company or you're at an agency, design systems are super important to really just allow designers, a whole group of people really to leverage and create platforms and really design faster, both on the dev side of things and on the designer side of things. So really we're going to talk about the 4 things that really impact the success or really cause design systems to fail. We're also going to put a little bit of the definition here so you guys specifically who are new to design systems can kind of see what it is. So the first 4 things that we're going to be talking about are 1, organizational support, 2, investment, 3, responsibility, and 4, making sure that the design system is scalable. So let's start off with organizational support. So with that said, for any design system to be successful, you have to have buy-in by top of the level of your company and also the lower levels of the company. So VPs, project managers, in addition to the designers and devs as well. You have to have cooperation from all of these different layers of a company to not only support the actual growth of a design system, but also so that not only one sector or designers or even on the dev side of things are putting a lot of effort into the design system, but VPs aren't advocating it. Whether it be the developers aren't using it, the designers aren't using it, the PM managers aren't advocating it. You need to have a holistic approach and really a whole business or an entire the entire group or organization advocating for the design system, because if there is no organizational support, the thing or the design system is really going to fall out of place. You need VPs to advocate resources or give resources. You need project managers to advocate, and you need designers to design for the design system, and you also need developers to not only use and develop for the design system. So for a design system to flourish, it needs nurturing, it needs investment, and it needs support. Okay. Now the next thing we're gonna get into, number 2, this is investment. Like I mentioned before, from the levels of VP and or higher, you need to have resources allocated to the actual design system. And really what that means is you have to have a dedicated team for design systems. Reason being is because it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort, and if you do not have either one of those things, time or effort, you're going to build and overhaul a design system over and over again, and it's going to, for instance, let's say you take 3 months to overhaul your design system. Okay, great, it's up to date, but now after you have updated it, it's now going to go like this over time. Reason being is because instead of an incremental implementations of new designs, new code, etc., to keep the design system up to date, if you're doing huge overhauls, which really this means is you're allowing your design system to go out of date even more versus incremental changes, which allows your entire design system to continue to be up to date rather than spending surges of money, time, and resources into overhauling a design system and doing that over and over again, when you can just allocate a little bit of time and resources over time to keep your design system up to date. So with that said, the 3 things that I want you guys to remember in regards to the investment side of things and investing in a design system are these 3 things. Upkeep requires a dedicated team of developers, designers, project managers to help onboard people who are using the design system, whether it be other designers creating new components and or documentation, or it be developers who are the users of the design system, learning how to pull from the design system to start developing parts of the platform they're trying to build. Number 3 is responsibility. I know this is going to tie in a little bit to what we've been talking about before, which is making sure you have the investment or the investment to have a team. So now we're going to talk about the responsibility of who really should be in this team and what is it that they're going to be doing. Like I mentioned before, there's probably about 4 different responsibilities when it comes to having a team dedicated to a design system. So the 4 different types of people in the team that you need for the design system to succeed are: 1, a support system. This is really when people are either using the support system is used to either keep people up to date, or when people are going to use the design system, that they know how to use it, not only implement and update it, but also to pull from it for their own projects. So there needs to be a support system to teach these newcomers how to use the platform and really keep them up to date in what's changed, what's new, and how to use the platform. So that's one, support. Number two is the development of the actual design system. Who's going to do the designs? Who's going to do the developing? And again, especially in an organization where there's work constantly happening, there needs to be a dedicated team where their whole purpose is to continuously update the design system with the challenges that your organization, whether it's internal or an external organization, just updating and managing the actual design system rather than being run down by the day-to-day work over in the business. They can continuously focus on designing and updating and developing the design system. And the last two are advocation. Really why this is important is because, again, this is a group effort to keep a design system alive and have it advocated throughout the entire organization. You need buy-in from VPs, you need buy-in from different teams, you need buy-in from the developers, from the designers, so that they are all on the same page in regards to how, not only how to use the design system, what the benefits are, how to actually use it when updates happen, and really how the design system is going to be of benefit to the organization as a whole. You have to have an entire different, all the different levels of buy-in for a design system to work. If only one part of the organization is, advocating the design system, maybe that only part of the organization really cares about the design system, and everybody else around is going to just not care about it, and it's going to fall flat. You need entire organizational approval and support. So that's advocation. And finally, you have to have product management. These are the people that have a rollout plan for how they're going to manage the design system, when are we going to do updates, and how exactly we're going to move forward with this stuff. And one of the last ones, guys, is scalability. Again, with everything we talked about, from organizational support, from investment, to making sure that we have a team that is fully responsible for the design system, we need to make sure that we are building the design system in a scalable way. Again, if you guys are familiar with atomic design, creating smaller components that build into larger components are a real important way of making sure that the design system that we were trying to build is scalable. And again, there's many different ways to make sure that our design systems are scalable, but that's just one way. It's very important to make sure that what we're building in the beginning has a way to scale, and that, again, we don't want to run into our design kit as we're designing in a non-scalable way. What we're going to meet up against is it becoming outdated because it's not scalable. So with that said, guys, these are the 4 things that we have to pay attention to have a successful design system and have it not fail. Again, remember, organizational support, investment, responsibility, a whole team that is responsible for the advocation, support, development, and the product management of the design system, and making sure that everything in the design system is scalable for years to come. So with that said, guys, that is design systems in a nutshell, a very large one. I know this video is quite long, but I wanted to touch on a very important topic in regards to a very technical but a larger topic in which we usually talk about. Usually what we have is pretty short, but I wanted to see what you guys and how you guys would feel about this longer form of content, especially now that I'm horizontal instead of vertical. So with that said, guys, I cannot wait to hear what you guys think and or say, and that is it. All right, guys, Brandon Groce, your favorite designer and digital strategist, out.